When the Indianapolis Colts first traded for their quarterback, their future guy in quotations, and Carson Wentz, they thought he was actually going to come over and, be a solid quarterback. And, for the majority of the season, he was okay, mediocre. And many of the fans thought so too. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about that we're kind of stuck with Wentz. We really can't move on under one condition. So I'd like to welcome you guys to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. And today we are talking about why the Colts are kind of have their hands tied behind their back, why they can't really just get rid of Wentz, just sign someone else and have them start. It's not that simple of a fix. So Carson Wentz has $28 million due next year. And unless you trade him away, you're paying it no matter what. If you just cut him, you're paying 28. If you trade him, if someone actually offers a draft pick or anything for Carson Wentz, then they could take the contract and whatever. But who's gonna want to trade anything for a guy that has $28 million due, basically has 3 years left on his deal, and can't stay consistent to save his life? So let's go over the stats from the Carson Wentz season with the Colts. So he had a 62.4 completion percentage. That's okay. That's definitely below average. Then he had 3,563 yards. Not great. You really want your quarterback getting at least around 4,000 yards. And then you look at the touchdown to interception ratio. 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Seems great, right? Now wait. Quarterback rating 94.6, which isn't absolutely terrible. So the numbers don't look absolutely awful. They're okay. Touchdown to interception ratio looks great. But just think about how many times Michael Pittman or someone else has bailed out Carson Wentz on throwing a pick. Or if the defender just completely dropped it. Let's talk about it. So, Baltimore Ravens, right? It tosses it up to Michael Pittman Jr. And it's a little short. Looking like it's going to be picked. Double coverage, triple coverage. No. Pittman goes up, mosses the 2-3 guys, and goes in for a touchdown. That could have been 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And then, in the Patriots game, Patriots defenders dropped at least 2 to 3 interceptions. So you add 3 interceptions on the 8, that's 11. You add 2, that's still 10. So 26 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. And then you talk about, a lot of the passes, majority of the passes. Especially. No, not especially. I mean, just the one in Las Vegas as well. That touchdown, it happened, but it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have. 2 Raiders defenders there. Drop it, bobble it up, and T.Y. Hilton's there to catch a touchdown. So take another touchdown away. 25 touchdowns to, 13 interceptions? 12 interceptions? Yeah. Not great, right? No, not at all. So that would be like 25 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Yeah, not good. So if you also take into consideration that Carson Wentz really did not throw a lot this year at all. Jonathan Taylor. If there is no Jonathan Taylor, I don't know where this team is. I don't know if this team, even has 9 wins. If there's no Jonathan Taylor, this team might not even be an above 500 team, and I'm not even joking. Now, defense, awesome. Made so many turnovers, but was wildly inconsistent at times. They are a playmaking defense. They didn't shut teams down, but they created a lot of turnovers. Yeah. And then running the ball with Jonathan Taylor, that gave Wentz so much room to breathe. So many chances. And he still struggled. Still struggled. Oh, and then I forgot to mention the 49ers game. Carson Wentz underthrew a ball. He underthrew a deep ball to Pittman. Pittman caught it and scored a touchdown. Yeah, but it was underthrown. Point is, Carson Wentz does not have the accuracy that you want your franchise guy to have. Michael Pittman and other players have bailed out Carson Wentz many times this year. Too many times to count. Too many times. So, you're stuck. You're stuck. If you don't trade for Carson Wentz last offseason, right, and you signed a guy like Fitz, something like that, which you probably would have went farther with Fitz. You probably would have went farther with Phillip Rivers. So you're kind of stuck because you can't trade for Rodgers. You do not have the draft capital to trade for Rodgers. That pick this year's gone. We do have the pick next year, but do you really don't want to give up 2 more first-round picks at least? At least 3, and then if you can't give up that much, you're gonna give up a young stud, a young great player, a great young player. We don't want to do that. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Eagles fans, I hear you now. I hear you. I understand y'all now. Love Carson. He is a great person. But he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have what a franchise quarterback needs to have. He struggles. He struggles on the field. He struggles in the locker room. There's not a place where he doesn't struggle. So many times he overthrew a check down. Half the time he doesn't even take his checkdowns, and when he did, he overthrew more than half of them, which isn't much because he doesn't throw them. He can make all the big plays downfield, right? He can make unscripted plays. He can improvise, but he's not accurate enough. That's the thing. I don't think he's there mentally. I don't think he's there with his mechanics all the way. So it kind of sucks. And then some people are saying about the Derek Carr. I say no, because Derek Carr gives you all those basic routes. He gives you all those basic plays. He's a check down king. Very good with check downs. Very good with taking what the defense gives him. But then Carson Wentz, he's got the downfield passing. Okay, right? It's not terrible. With Pittman being a great jump ball guy, it's what he's there for. With Paris Campbell being a deep threat, when healthy, Wentz can be solid downfield. But Derek Carr struggles downfield. So Derek Carr wouldn't give us a big playmaking abilities. But he gives us the checkdowns. He gives us the simple things. He could do the basic things correctly, which Carson Wentz cannot. But Derek Carr is not a great deep threat. Not a great passer downfield. So you're kind of not going to be much better with Derek Carr. Honestly, you're not. He's a bit conservative. He is. And he's not a very good quarterback under pressure. He struggles under pressure. Struggles in the red zone. It's just tough, man. It's just tough. Derek Carr is not the guy either. Neither Carson Wentz or Derek Carr are the guy. But I guess we'll have to see. A lot of interesting offseason moves are gonna have to be made. And if not, Frank Reich will be gone. And I can see Chris Ballard gone too. Listen, I think Chris Ballard is a great general manager. He has been put through so much with this franchise. He has tried his best, but time after time after time, things just don't go his way. Andrew Luck hurt the whole first year. Shoulder. Thought he was going to come back midseason. Doesn't. Next season he comes back. Great year. You win a wild card game. You make it to the divisional round. Pretty good year, right? Then he retires. Sudden retirement 2 years before the season. You go 7-9. Okay, whatever. It happens. You just lost your franchise quarterback 2 weeks before the season. It happens. Whatever. Now move on. Philip Rivers. I like Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is awesome. He was fun to watch. Didn't have downfalls. You definitely see that he's aging. Didn't have the arm that he thought he had at times. And then we have Carson Wentz. Didn't even make the playoffs. And it's just so tough, in a year where we have so much aspirations. We have 2 games at the end. The Raiders and the Jaguars. 2 teams with intern head coaches. And what happens? Frank Reich gets out coaches in both of them. And not just by a little either. He was completely out coached. Not even close. So, it is what it is. It sucks. Yeah. That's life. That's what happens, I guess. It sucks. It really does. It's football. Football's business. And you need to move on. If that doesn't go how it's supposed to. It's just NFL. It's a business. Jim Irsay isn't going to care if him and if Chris Ballard and Frank are great friends. Chris Ballard ultimately pulled the trigger on Wentz to go for Frank. He tried. Didn't work out. So now Chris Ballard looks pretty bad right now too. And he doesn't deserve the flack. Chris Ballard gave his head coach a chance with a guy that can change the franchise. But no. Chris Ballard has not had a single quarterback for 2 years straight. Hasn't had a single quarterback for 2 years straight. He's had Andrew Luck for 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. You had Andrew, Jacoby, Rivers, Wentz. Who's next? Wentz is going to be the second consecutive guy. And that's not the guy you want. So, you Colts fans, let me know. You guys let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving me a shot. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and put the post notification bell on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.